my goodness. We've made it, you guys. We've made it to episode 8. Do you know what that means? Most people that set out to do a podcast never make it past podcast number 7. And with this being number 8, I can't even express to you how excited I am for the future. If you know one thing about ADHDers is that they are hyper-focused. And this is my focus. I feel called to do this. And it has already been an impact, not only to your lives, but it's been an impact on my life. I am so enjoying getting to know this community. I'm excited for even more growth and for meeting so many more of you. Today's podcast is about the struggle, the struggle, you guys, that we go through with ADHD. But how much more fun is a struggle with somebody that has already been through it or that can relate? And when we're not talking about life and death here, the struggles are hilarious. So I'm excited to get you going with today's podcast. Thank you for sticking around till number 8, and I'm excited for the future. Bye. Hello, I'm Camden Hainsworth. This is Camden ADHD, and I am so glad that you are joining me today. I'm a 36-year-old mom of 3 trying to navigate ADHD for the first time in my life, and it has been an adventure. Today we'll be talking a little bit about some of the things that we struggle with, some of the things that other people look at us and they're like, why? But when we get together with other ADHDers, it is just a laughing game and a laughing feast and a joyful celebration of our differences because we can relate so much. Let's get talking. All right, I'm Camden Hainsworth. I am so glad that we get to talk today. Guys, the struggle is real, is it not? My husband's wedding ring was gone. His wedding band was gone for a good month. And you have to understand, my husband grew up in a very meticulous home, extremely meticulous. Their junk drawer was organized. My junk drawer has attempted to be organized multiple times in my life, but very quickly is not. And that's an okay thing. I don't stress about it. Do I like it when it's organized? Absolutely. Am I uptight when it's not? Absolutely not. So he has developed these incredible traits from his parents that I think have helped me so much. He's very, very rhythmic in his day. He comes home, takes his wallet out of his back pocket, sets it on top of our windowsill, puts his ring right on top of it. He's just very, very meticulous. And interestingly enough, he is the least meticulous, I think, of any of his brothers. So hence why he and I make a good pair. He helps me be better, and he's already a little bit more lax in comparison to other people in his family, who I love and are awesome. Our differences make us awesome, right? So the fact that his wedding band was gone was super, super weird. And about a month after, him searching for us, not being able to find it, we just you know what, the girls must have taken it and put it somewhere weird. And we knew we'd stumble upon it. We didn't stress. I found it in the bottom of my makeup bag, you guys. Like the never-ending bottomless pit of a makeup bag, because I do not have it organized. I found his wedding band in there, and I'm thinking, I must have put this in here. I have no recollection of doing that. Either I was cleaning or something. I have no recollection. We were very happy to find it. I knew that we would. I knew it would show up. But man, it's almost this disappointment when you knew that you were the reason behind the crazy. And I am so often the reason behind the crazy in our family. And so my journey through ADD right now is helping me recognize that it's not like I want to be doing these things on purpose. It's not like I'm being irresponsible, or I can't figure out life, or I'm just, completely absent-minded. It's not that. It's just the way that my brain works. It's just firing on all cylinders all throughout the day. And so when you find your wedding band in the bottom of the makeup pit, well, you say, yep, that was probably me. And you recognize that it's not life or death. You recognize that nobody's, wellness is at stake. Is a little bit inconvenient. Yeah. But were you still able to do a lot of good things in the meantime? Absolutely. So, it's okay. It's okay. What I'm saying is if you can relate with me right now, it's okay. And that's what I'm learning is I used to get down on myself. I used to be really embarrassed. I used to think that that was just this terrible part of me. And now it's just me and it's insignificant. And am I going to try to do better in life? Always, of course. But if things like this happen, you just got to roll with it. It's part of me, take me or leave me type of thing. How many of you guys have like put your hot chocolate or soup or lunch in the microwave and then had your spouse or someone open the microwave and say, what is this hamburger doing in here? Or why is there soup in the microwave? And you're like, oh, yeah, that was me. I totally started doing something else. I forgot I had started that. Or like you put in there for your kids and then they get distracted and you get distracted and, no big deal. That is like a total normal thing for us. So we got this brand new paid for car this year and it is so fun, people. I have never driven never paid for a car, but like a brand new car. I've never even done that before. I'm totally just be super economical and buy used always, and it's great. It's super great. But my company is paying for this car, and so I get to enjoy these beautiful camel leather seats and the delicious smell of new car. And my husband drives it to work, so it stays clean and it stays nice and it stays fresh. And I love the beautiful thud sound that it makes when I close the doors, the sound of this super solid, beautiful new car. And I got that probably in, I guess it was spring, so April, May time of year. I'm not kidding, by June, I think I had lost the second fob. And that was not so fantastic. It's interesting, though, how I think about this, fob being lost and how my husband's brain thinks about this fob being lost. For me, I still feel stressed to find it. I know I need to find it. I know it will be expensive to replace, and I know that it's silly for us to not have two, right? But I use a lot of justification and a lot of distraction and a lot of procrastination to look for it. In my mind, I know that those keys I took to an event up in Salt Lake City, and I know that I had to drive back with those keys to get home. So, and because they're not it's like a fob, right? It's like a fast start car. I don't know what it's called, people. I am not a car person. But I know that I had to have them with me. I just never took them out of the bag. So it's either in a bag or it's in a backpack or a purse. And it's chilling somewhere in my bedroom. I know that. But the fact that I haven't found it yet, and it's been quite a few months, I'm like, ooh, it must be somewhere like a purse or a pocket in a purse or a zipper pocket that I haven't looked for a long time. I have quite a few bags and purses, not like crazy amount, but I just keep putting it off because I know if I can't find it in any of those bags and purses, then it's going to really start to be freak out moment. So I just keep putting it off, saying, oh, well, I'll stumble upon it when I need to use the bag that it's in next and be like, see, I knew I'd find them. And versus my husband, that's like, okay, they're gone. We need to find them and we need them back right now, which I don't disagree with. I feel that same weight and that same stress, but I just choose to not look at it. Instead, I choose to do other things that are more productive and, in my opinion, much more a better use of my time. Who knows how long it's going to take just to look for one thing, like a needle in a haystack. But when I'm thinking about, doing other things that I know I can get done, I know I can get accomplished, the feeling is so much better than the feeling of loss and panic trying to find those keys. So anyway, the life of a person with ADD is is real. And I hope that some of you guys are laughing about this and being like, oh my gosh, yes, that's exactly how I feel. Because the more I start to recognize my thoughts in my brain and the patterns in my brain, the more I can start to challenge them and say, you know what? Maybe it is time to take a look into all those bags. Maybe it is time to be like, no, Camden, we're not going to get distracted. We're not going to procrastinate this. Let's just get it done. If we can't find it after a good hour of looking, okay, at that point, let's move on. But we should give it a good try. What are some other things? How many texts have you not sent and thought that you sent them? How many emails have you not sent and thought that you sent them? Or how about Christmas cards, you guys? I stopped doing Christmas cards at some point and started doing New Year's cards. Because a New Year card, like, you can make in December, and you can send them all through December and all the way to the end of January. Maybe even the beginning of February, and people will be like, yeah, it's still the New Year. Oh my goodness. These are like the defenses that we make for ourselves to cover our bases a little bit. What about like remotes in the fridge, or books, or random things in the fridge in general, glasses? Just silly things. I think the list will just go on, but the point being is we don't mean to be absent-minded. I don't mean to put a remote in our refrigerator. Obviously, I know that it does not go in there, but sometimes things happen because I'm on to the next wave of thoughts. I'm on to the next project that needs to be done, and somehow in the hustle and bustle, things get a little bit mixed up. So thank you so much for bearing with us, and thank you so much for laughing with me today on this podcast. I am so happy to have such a supportive group of people, this community that we are building. If you love talking, if you love sharing in this journey, please subscribe to my channel and put some comments. Tell me where you're coming in from. Tell me something crazy you've done. Have you put your keys somewhere weird? You have a story. I know you have a story, and the rest of us need to laugh as well. So please put that in the comments and let me get to know you a little bit more. This is such a beautiful way to connect with so many people in like circumstances. I hope that you guys have a beautiful day. And once again, this is Camden Hainsworth, Camden ADHD, and you are perfect and just beautiful in every aspect of the way you are, even when you can't find your keys. We'll see you guys.